What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Scotty, and this is Jamar. He looking at his computer as usual. And
Jamar, how you doing?
all right. And if you're wondering why I got this on my face right about now, I went and I'm getting my teeth done, and they're not done. And ain't nobody gonna be looking at me right now with my mouth because I look like a crackhead out of mouth right now. So ain't nobody gonna be looking at me.
Did
But
you
we
like
got two special guests. Shut up. We got two special guests at the moment right now. And, oh shit! Wait! My Bluetooth speaker's on. We got two special guests at the moment.
Uh,
One of my best friends from childhood, Javarius,
Thank you.
aka Jay.
and I said this is one of my closest friends from high school from like what 12 years?
Yeah, we had 12 now.
hmm This is Todd.
Yes.
All right then. So what we'll be discussing tonight is we'll be discussing something that I feel like needs to be addressed pretty much, and it's basically, can straight men really have a friendship with gay men? Because some people really believe that it's not possible for straight men to have a gay best friend or for a gay man to have a straight best friend. And being that me and my straight best friend always have this conversation, I felt like, maybe he'll be the best person to have this discussion with, on our show, being that we talk about things of that nature most of the time. So, I just feel like I can bring my friend, Jamar can bring his, here we go. So we're gonna start off with Jamar. He's gonna start off asking my friend what he need to ask him. So we're gonna start off right
Okay, so Marius, we're gonna break the ice by asking how did you and Scotty meet? Tell us how long you guys have known each other, and how did you know that he was in fact a homosexual?
I've known him since fifth grade. As a matter of fact, we used to, if he remember, classes used to go to the gym like on this same path. They would go around like that little path like to the gym and nickel or whatever, and he would get pissed off. I would call it. I used to like wrestling, so I would call him Scotty Too Hottie because the nigga used to do the worm on WWF, right? And he would be so motherfucking mad at me. This was before we even started getting cool. So like around the next year, we just got cool or whatever. Really, like he don't even remember this, but really since sixth grade, we were just standing like outside. Um, what was that building? I don't even know that building, but we used to like be in Mr. Like that building we used to go to with Mr. Robinson class, and we had to go through that building. We weren't even in the eighth grade yet, and we sat out there and just had a conversation one day, just talking about random shit or whatever. And I noticed, I'm like, I noticed that his voice was like softer than mine. I'm like, oh, but he's cool or whatever. But like we got into classes like seventh grade, eighth grade was really when it really kicked off. Really seventh grade, to be honest, like, we really kicked off. I'm like, oh, this nigga cool or whatever. Like we cool. And to be honest, I always knew, even when even when like I said, even when I used to try to coerce him to get on this girl he had a crush on, what the girl Dominique making or
there.
whatever,
Oh
he
my
was on this
God.
chick like Dominique, and bro, he had this big ass crush on her, bro. And I'm like, bro, you need to handle that. But he was like, Jamar, fix your ass up. I'm like, bro, go on, handle that. Or whatever. But really, like I said, since the eighth grade, ninth grade, this shit stopped. Like people have stopped like talking to him over the years because of what people said. You know what I'm saying, of him being like homosexual, but I didn't really give a fuck because my thing is like I'm a friend, I'm a real friend. He's been my nigga like through high school, through college, even though we lost touch like a little bit or whatever, but we ain't talked as much over the years. But I always knew, even if, like I said, back then, like around like seventh, eighth grade, it wasn't really as accepted as it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like now, people can come out and be comfortable, be more comfortable with it than they could have been when it was like eight like 7th, 8th grade. People kind of looked at it like, oh, why his family like letting him do that, or why her family let him do that. But I ain't ever judged a nigga, bro. To be honest, he's always been my nigga, regardless if he like a little penis, regardless if he like a little vagina. I don't give a fuck. That's my dude. So it's like I said, I've been honestly since day one. I knew, but like I said, because of how society is, you know what I mean, and because of how society, like at that particular time, wants you to construct yourself to be, he ain't never really show it. Really, to high school, he started to get more comfortable with himself in my eyes. But I've always known.
Do you have to keep putting emphasis on the fact that you already knew? Like, do you have to?
That means that you were never
like, listen, you are who you are. Yes, I gotta put emphasis. He asked me when I knew. I'm like, bro, I always knew, but I was kind of on the fence with it because I'm like, all right, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, so maybe he want to do this or whatever. But that wasn't ever really what you was comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, if you really want to be honest, like Dominique, y'all used to have good conversations. That's why y'all was so cool. You never really wanted to fuck her. Y'all was just really like cool. Y'all used to bounce ideas and shit off each other. You didn't really want to fuck her, to be honest. So that's what it was.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Hey,
he's just this is great so far. This is
Bro,
great.
he asked me a question. I had to answer this question. He asked me a question. I had to answer his question.
This is great content. I love it.
I already knew. I already knew.
Bro, regardless of what happened, bro, you my dude. You my dude. You're gonna be in my bachelor party. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Oh my god. Did I tell you I wasn't going?
No, bitch, you going to my bachelor party.
Let's move on to Todd, because I ain't got time for him. Let's move on. Great question. Todd, when did you meet Jamar? As a matter of fact, how did you meet Jamar? How long have y'all been friends? And how did you know that he was gay?
Uh-oh.
I think he froze.
Did you freeze?
It looked like he.
Because I think you froze.
I did?
He probably back. All right, I think. Oh look, he's back now.
Okay.
Close to the right.
All right, there you go.
Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Did I go out for a sec?
Yeah, you froze for a second.
You said I froze up for a sec. So, but y'all can hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I want to say I met Jamar. Was that senior year?
First semester senior year. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the ending of the first semester going into the second one.
Right. So Jamar's pops was my counselor in high school. I didn't know he had a kid, but really on Facebook, I think me and I used to have this graphic arts class, and we used to play the old Nintendo 64 version of Super Smash Bros. On the computer. So I used to be posting like challenges or whatever, like little vids up on Facebook, and he had came across it, and he was like, "Yo, where y'all be at in the school playing Smash? Y'all don't want these problems or whatever." So he chimed in on it, and it became like a back and forth thing. I didn't even know who he was, and it was like, "All right, well, we'll play whenever we get the chance to when I run into you." So we had I think we had a trip coming up. It was our first senior trip. It was like to this place called Kalahari in Ohio. It was like a little water park. Mm-hmm. And Jamar brought his was it the GameCube?
Was it the GameCube then?
I want to
what year was that? It had to be the
Smash Bros. Melee or whatever. Yeah, it might be that. And I want to say that was the first time we ever hung out. We played the game. I lost, but I didn't play the one on GameCube. I was old school, like Nintendo 64 player, so I was brand new to all that. And we just hung out that whole weekend. I got sick, unfortunately, of the whole trip, so it was terrible. But bro was just like right there, and we chopped it up. We had a lot of things in common, got to know each other, and just kind of clicked. like, yo, I get where he come from, similar background, got both folks at the crib, we just vibed. What were some of the other questions I will fill in?
Say
I think
when
you answered all.
Huh?
Oh, wait a minute. When did you realize he was gay? Did you
Oh,
already know he was gay?
nope, because I always like I always been like a little different myself, not necessarily like when it comes to my sexuality or anything, just how perception was back then. Like people thought if they couldn't depict how you were as a person early on, they didn't really know how to, what I'm saying, determine who you were or if you were straight or not. So I always felt like outcast, low key. So I didn't know if bro was just on the same lines of, being different like me. Uh, and I don't know, I never gave it a thought, really. I was just thinking, hey, we got this in common. We cool, bro. You cool with me. You cool in my book. It wasn't until we graduated, and I think that's when Jamar finally started to step into his own, and like he came out, and I think I was one of the first people that he probably told. I'm not sure. He had to confirm that for me, but that he reached out to.
Outside of family,
Right.
yeah, that was around that time when I stopped giving a fuck.
So it wasn't until after we hit college and he went to Alabama. I think I stayed here in Michigan, and yeah, he had told me, and it didn't really shock me at the time because like there were people that would reach out to me and try to tease me about it, like thinking because we hung out so much, and it was like, oh, I think bro got a crush on you, blah blah blah, and then I would always dismiss it, and I be defending him because I never questioned him on it. It don't make me no difference, like if he was or not. I you just how it is in high school when people get to teasing you on shit. It's irritating. So
most definitely.
yeah, so I was really just coming to bro's aid and defense. And then when he finally told me, I was kind of in shock because I didn't expect it. Because when we did, used to have talks, like he used to tell me about poems and a couple things they used to write, and he had said they were about this girl before. I never knew who the girl was or anything, but but hey,
Because the bitch didn't exist.
I figured he had to lie to me, so I'm like, all right, well, hey, bro, shit, I'm for it. I write poems too, man. Like so. Yeah, I think when he told me, I was more so in shock, and it just caught me off guard, and it was something new. Hey, like I think other people had me questioning our friendship, like if Jamar was really, to be honest with y'all, yeah, if Jamar was really being my friend to be my friend, or if he had like a interest in me.
I can feel that.
So I had to go through that own process of myself. So at first when he reached out, like I said, it was shocked. I was a little mad. I guess maybe because we didn't talk about it sooner. It wasn't until we got to college and he broke it to me. But I can understand that's his own personal journey, and if he wanted to share or not, that's his business. But it was just that shock in all things. So we had like a little spat. We ain't talked for a couple of months, but I forgot how we got back in contact. I never really like deleted him off anything or nothing like that. We just like took a break from communicating, and then I reached out to him later on, and we just picked right back up where we left off that following summer, and like it wasn't shit then. So
I mean, honest to God, yeah. But that's that spat was ugly.
yeah, it was a lot.
Huh?
What was so ugly about it?
It was
Well, yeah,
ugly
what y'all
because we were both, I think, I think I was like at a really vulnerable time where I was like trying to validate myself at the time.
Okay.
And I hadn't told very many people. I don't even know. Had I had that conversation? I think I had that conversation. It was a fresh conversation with my parents at the time. And I was like seeking as much allyship as possible.
Okay.
And he wasn't ready for that at that time.
Mm.
And so we just kind of retaliated against each other. And it was like a year.
Okay. Hey, Scotty, I got a question though. Did we have
Okay.
did we have a similar spat, or was it kind of like I didn't really? Was it kind of like you didn't give a fuck, I didn't give a fuck, and it was just kind of like whatever?
I don't even recall us having like a issue.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if it was
So
ever. I was trying to think if it was ever if it was ever like a moment where we had a spat. But I mean, like I said, we kind of similar. So so I give my loyalty to who gives me their loyalty. Like I said, the loyalty has always been there. So I've never had a reason to question whether he's loyal to me or not, regardless if people like toss him to the side because they worried about what other people say. Stuff has got back. Like people thought I was gay, and I thought it was funny. I didn't really give a fuck. It was like, oh, Scotty would hit me up with like, oh, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, all right, and I just like go on about my business. I didn't really give a fuck about that. So I just wanted to see like if we ever had a moment, like that where I know you went through like a period where you was trying to like really like come into your own self and get comfortable with yourself. But I just want to know if our communication like ever. I was trying to think if it did.
no, I don't. I wouldn't say that. I know that we went a while without speaking, but it wasn't because like we had some falling out. Like I think we went a while without speaking when we went to college because you by the time I made it to Hines, you were already at Alcorn.
Yeah,
So it was like the separation thing, and then I guess once the semesters was over on both ends, I don't know how we got back in contact. But it's like we didn't really just lose contact, but we had a period where we
Life
didn't
happened.
really talk. Yeah,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah, like life went on type shit. Okay. I just want to ask whatever.
I think it was
Well, I
easy
do
for that
know.
to happen because I
Yeah,
feel
well,
like
I do know this.
because everybody was kind of like it seemed like the distances came around the time we were all like either graduating or like separating physically.
Mm-hmm.
So it was harder to
Right.
keep the
Yeah.
same sort of relationship when you don't have that in person
Yeah.
contact anymore.
Plus,
But
I'll add to it. What also made it a spat. We had a mutual friend between us.
oh god,
Uh,
I I didn't know we were gonna bring her into this, but
yeah, no, you have to fill in the gap because yeah, that was like one of the leading things that led to I don't know us having confusion and me questioning like, well, damn, is Jamar really my friend? And because she was in my ear,
mm.
we had a friend of ours who will be nameless, but we'll just refer to her as the letter B. Uh,
That's an interesting letter to refer to her.
but no, her name started with the letter B. But yeah, I want to say me and her, we had the same curriculum, so we were already in the same class, and she was kind of under my wing for the most part. She was trying to get my attention. She was, I don't know if you ever had like one of those friends that take a liking to you and then later reveal to you they got this big crush on you and all that. She was one of those for me. But
Absolutely.
before I think before we got to that big confession or I discovered that from her, I introduced her to Jamar and we became like a unit, so it was like a trio or whatever. They became friends on their own and we was all like cool. And there would be times where I'd be going off because I was going through my own like little ups and downs of heartbreaks because I was dealing with another girl that was, messing with my emotions and whatnot. And that's part of what was affecting, my psyche So transitioning into college, I was on my own sense of self-discovery and like rebuilding myself. So to get hit with shock from one of my closest friends that, hey, this is my lifestyle choice. It was, I couldn't really process it and like go through everything right then and there, and I had people in my ear, so it was a lot going on. So that's kind of why I lashed out at him, I think, or whatever at the time. And then, like I said, later we hashed through everything, we made up. But yeah, the young lady, Jamar, you might as well, yeah, this is for you to tell because you guys were pretty close, so you can go ahead and share.
Girl, listen. I love her now because we have reconciled now. We are adults now. But then, so as he said, she was a year younger than us, and they were in the same curriculum. They spent a lot of time together. She developed this crush, but at the same time, while she's has this crush on him, she had an entire full-blooded black boyfriend.
Wait, ho. Hold the fuck up. She had a whole nigga.
She had an entire human being at the time. This was the part I would never forget. Never forget this shit. It was her birthday.
Oh, okay. Shit. That's true.
It was her birthday, and she wanted us to come to her house, hang out, play video games, watch movies, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. This guy did not attend said event because of crazy bitch that we'll probably talk about later that was fucking with his emotions. So he was emotionally detached for a very long time. So I'm there, her boyfriend is there, and we're sitting there trying to get her to have a good time. And the whole time when we're trying to engage with her, she is too busy looking out the window like she's in a music video, wondering where Todd is. And I'm like, how could you feel as a man at your girlfriend's birthday party while she is sitting there upset that another nigga is not there?
Yes.
That's deep. That's deep.
That's too deep.
What?
That's deep.
It was like Bridezilla. That was one of the worst days of our entire encounter.
I'm sorry.
You left me there with that.
I didn't. Yeah.
But I do. At some point, we do have to talk about homegirl that you were talking about. We're so head over heels with because the bitch is crazy. Yes. The bitch is crazy.
Well,
oh yeah, we know that.
I can say that when I said it verbally to him, I was beating around the bush about it because I didn't know. I don't know. He should understand because at the end of the day, we're both Aquarius and we both have that thing where it's like, I don't know. I was trying to come out with it and he was trying to pull it out of me. And I kept saying, oh no. Yeah, he's an Aquarius too.
He's a Scorpio.
Here's the crazy part about it is I just found out my moon sign like a couple months ago. It's Aries.
Oh, see, I don't know nothing about all that.
Me either. I'm still trying to learn it. But apparently it means something.
You trying to get me to the rising and falling and dying?
Yeah, they tried to tell me all that shit. I don't really know nothing about that.
I don't know none of that.
So both of y'all are Scorpio.
Oh hell, where's your camera go?
Yes, sir. Sorry, guys. Randomly came through. That's why I'm trying to get this on my screen.
Oh, okay.
But you can still hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Yeah, we can still hear you. But yeah, he's we are 12 days apart.
Yep. That's crazy, bro. Like I'm the 30th. You about what? Like a week apart. Me and Scotty about a week apart. About a week apart. That's crazy, man. Them niggas about a week apart. Really like 8 days, but eight-ish.
Same year.
Whatever. we about a week apart.
That's crazy.
No, that is.
But it's like I said, I was trying to tell him, I couldn't get it out. And he was like, man, what the fuck are you trying to tell me? Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, I don't know how to come out with saying this. I'm being real dramatic because I'm scared of what he's going to say. Because at the end of the day, the reason why I was so afraid to tell him is because maybe a week prior to that, one of my cousins had confronted me with the same thing. He confronted me asking me if I was gay, and I just flat out said I was, and he cussed me the fuck out and everything. So with him being my friend for so long, I didn't really know how to tell him. So when I said it, it was like he was like, "Okay, what's your point? I already knew this anyway." And I'm just like,
But it was. I was just like, bro, like I'm glad you finally just. I'm glad I finally like 100% no, because at first it was like a 80-20 shit. I'm glad I 100% no now. So what now? You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Right.
what now? I mean, don't shit change, bro. I still feel the same way I feel. I feel the same way I felt like prior. So I don't know why you beat around the bush with this shit. Like we already knew, bro. So it is what it is.
I mean, I
and
don't remember, to be complete. I don't remember the moment that I shared it with him vaguely, but I knew that I had issues saying it to just like my close family that I knew my entire life. So trying to find the words to, you know what? I feel like at that time, what was I? 17, 18? Oh my God.
We were still 17, bro. So.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know shit. I was so, that was such a growing pain time of my life. I was horribly emotionally unstable at that time. But, and I think I just didn't know, I think I expected the worst from everybody. So I was like, I think I went in expecting the worst. And to go back to our friend B, she found out later. I think it is that you have to correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm remembering this correctly, Tyler.
All right, I got you.
She found out much later, and I don't think she found out from me. I think you told her, and she retaliated towards me, putting all these negative things in your ear because I didn't tell her.
I was about to say two things. I think two things. It's so weird because one, she was mad that you didn't tell her first. So she was mad that you didn't tell her before you told me. Then it was the fact that you told me. She started questioning, like, well, damn, are we friends or should I see him as competition? Because I think he has a thing for you. So that's how that whole, like.
See how 17-year-old brains work. But
I mean, they are still developing at 17, so I get it.
Terrible.
Ooh.
I will say it's always okay. It's always like a group of friends, like because with me and him, we had a group of friends. It was me, him, and maybe I think two other people. It was two other people, right? It was me, him, and two other people. One of them ended up going to another school, so they didn't go to high school with us. I think it was Marquise that left. It wasn't
Oh
me.
yeah. I remember now.
Yeah, he after eighth grade he didn't go to school with us no more, so it was just me, Javars, and
Yeah.
okay, so that means three other people then,
It
including
was
Marquise
me, and I
then.
think it was him. It was F Fred. We'll call him Fred. I'm gonna call him by his name. And it was if I'm not mistaken, it was diarrhea, right?
Yep.
Yeah, those are the three. Those are the people that it was, or whatever. It was all four of us. So it was those three. Marquise ended up going to another school. I think Fred ended up like on some whole shit at the time. Like I said, I'm talking about at the time on some whole shit at the time, like saying that his mom was like, "Oh, I can't talk to you no more," on some whole shit. And I think we got into it that day or whatever, because I'm like, "Yo, that's some bitch shit or whatever." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't blame that shit on your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if you don't want to talk to the nigga no more because of what people saying, then just fucking say that shit. Don't blame that shit on your mom, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We at school. She ain't, you know what I'm saying? And I think Darrell was on the fence, like about the shit, like until about like 10th grade or some shit. But yeah, that day me and Fred was about to fight because the nigga had said. So I'm like, if you really friends, I've always been this type of person. If you friends with somebody, then you know you don't really have a fake moment if you're truly friends with somebody, regardless of what happens. Even if you have to call them out on shit, like you gonna stick beside them with their shit within legal ramifications, like if you will, or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, my mom was like, yo, I can't talk to you." And I seen Scotty in the fucking class fucking crying because the nigga like was like, "Oh, I was like, I was ready to fight the nigga." And I'm like, "Yo, that's some bitch shit." And I think at that particular moment, I was like, "Yeah, this my nigga," because I was like, "That's some fake shit," and I don't really do fake friendship type shit. I don't really do fake shit. Like either I don't do in betweens. Either you fuck with somebody or you don't. I don't really think it's an in between where you trying to like realize whether you want to fuck with somebody or not or whatever. It's not an in between. Either you fuck with them or you don't. And for him at that particular time, I think what was it, ninth grade, 8? Like, oh, we was going into the ninth grade year, if I'm not mistaken. You was in Mr. Robinson class. Now that I'm thinking about it. Matter of fact, it went from what's that light skin like teacher that we had in the English class. It went from that class back to Mr. Roberts' class, literally, toward the end of the day. And the nigga was like, "Yo, my mom was like, I can't talk to you." And I seen Scotty crying. I'm like, "Yo, that's some real bitch shit." Like, fam, or whatever. And you know, I was about to fight the nigga type shit. I was kind of a hothead back then. But at that particular time, like if I rock with you, then I rock with you. And at that particular point in time, I was like, this nigga being fake, because I don't think your mama said shit. I really think you just using I really think you just using your mom to fucking try to. I'm like, bro, just tell the nigga, yo, I'm not trying to be your friend because you gay. And the nigga respect you more for that shit rather than you trying to use a cop out. I was ready to punch that nigga. And in tears, this nigga was like, Javars, don't worry about it. In tears, I was ready to punch this nigga. Literally. I shit was just so I'm saying when I really knew, but those were 3 people. Like I said, Marquise, I don't really know how he would have felt because he went to another school, but maybe he would have felt the same way. I don't fucking know. Darrell was on the fence or whatever, but eventually, like toward like deep into high school, Darrell came around, and Fred, yeah. At that particular point in time, I don't have no feeling toward him now. But at the time, I was like, let's fight because that's some bitch shit.
Even now, though, I've seen him like the last time I saw him was maybe like 2 years ago, and it's even awkward right now when I see him. When it don't even have to be awkward, like that was years ago. Like it's kind of like I see you in the grocery store. You can speak. We ain't friends. I'm not trying to be friends with you, but it's still awkward. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even gotta be like that, but it is.
Right.
And so, and I guess when we got to high school, it pretty much showed me who my real friends was because I mean, I like when my brother was going through his stuff in high school with friends and stuff like that, I would always use this particular story. I said I left middle school with 3 friends and I came out of there with one friend. And that one friend was Jamar. That's who it was. So it's kind of like, for years that was he held me down throughout all of it, throughout the whole situation. Now the other person who was on the fence, you know what I'm saying? He came back around. We were cool, but it wasn't the same way it was when we were kids. Like when we were growing up, it wasn't. It probably was never gonna be the same. but we were able to be cool. Even at graduation, we took a picture together and shit like that, you know. So just and even when his dad died and shit like that, you know, I reached out to him and stuff, you know, because we had that childhood friendship. But I give him props for coming back around at the end of the day. You know, he wasn't too far gone, but he came back around. I didn't even know Jamar remembered all that.
I do. I remember that shit. I was ready to fight, bro. Like, rest in peace to Mr. Robinson, because like his blood pressure probably went up that day. Because I really about to punch that nigga in this shit. Because I'm like, bro, that's some bitch shit or whatever. For you to be like, my mama said, I'm like, bro, that's some bitch shit. So you know what I'm saying? That's what it is or whatever. I think the thing for that real was he didn't really, you know, society was changing. So he didn't really really know how to accept it at the time. So he didn't really shun Scotty, but I mean he was really trying to find his way, or whether it was actually cool to still be friends like with Scott. Like I'm friends with Scotty because because as much as I had protection over him or any of my friends, I run into women in my life over the years, and it's really been on some like put me into some like emotional ineptitude shit. Like he's ready to fucking like throw balls too. So at that particular point, like I know I'm like, yo, I really can rock with this nigga. I don't give a fuck what nobody say about him. This my dude. Or whatever. Niggas can say, oh, you must be gay, y'all must be. I don't give a fuck, bro. That's my nigga. And that's just what it is. Like all the way from 8th grade up to now. Well, we 31 now. How many years has it been since we graduated? It's 2007. It's fucking 2020 now. So we're 13 plus fucking like what, 15, like 15, 16 years. It is what it is.
If you count 8th grade, really, it's like 18.
You can
If
really,
you count 8th grade, it's
like I said,
18.
you can really count as much you did. And the fact of the matter is, y'all, like I said, even like Mar, you know Scotty. So he's not really one to really show like crying type emotion. You know what I'm saying? Not to just be up there crying.
Really mad.
Yeah, exactly. For him to just like show tears is like I said, it's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Not many people have just seen this nigga just have tears like rolling down his eyes, type shit, or whatever. So that's a deep moment.
I thought of an interesting question. I think that we could ask like each other's best friend.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what would you say is your favorite memory with Scotty over the years? What's your favorite memory?
Oh,
Over the years, my favorite one,
Mm.
when he cursed this chick, we just gonna call her I. When he fucking just like wanted to fucking like slap the shit out this chick, I for fucking over me, like in an emotional state that I was in. Nobody really, besides my other friend, like really wanted to fuck her up. It was like a real roller coaster, back and forth type shit. And it really wasn't even the drama that, like, it's not the drama part that has it as my favorite memory. It's just the fact that I ain't really just talking about it. It was like the body language. You know what I'm saying? Even at homecoming, it was like, look at that bitch. Or what I'm like, this is it's kind of like that or whatever. Yeah. That's my favorite moment, bro, because, and the reason it's my favorite moment is that even as we get older, it's still that bond, like, yo, anybody that's fucking with you, yo, I'm fucking them up type shit. And for us to get older and for that bond to still be right when we older, it's got to be my favorite memory. Not because of the bullshit that happened. It's just the fact that you still have the emotional connection. Like, yo, that's my nigga, bro. Don't fuck with this nigga type shit. And that means a lot to me because I can meet women and women can like emotionally be like, oh, yeah, or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? For him, like even at this particular point in life, to really like show some concern, like with my love life, like that shit really mean a lot. And I think that's my favorite because it shows that that connection isn't going anywhere. Even like the older as we get, it's not going anywhere. Like who's this motherfucker Diamond Onyx putting this goddamn emoji right there? Who is this?
I don't know.
Who the fuck is this?
I don't know what that's
Wait,
about.
it's wait, what's happening?
Because he's
I've been seeing it the last 15 minutes, bro, but who the fuck is
really
this?
see the chat right now because he's
Okay.
on a laptop and we're on the phone, but that's why I had to have my laptop separate so I can see the chat too.
Oh, okay.
I see this shit.
Diamond Onyx watches me all the time, so you know she always represents. I don't know what she's seeing in you though, but you know.
Bro, why she got that emoji with the mask over her face, bro? I don't fuck with that.
What's wrong with the mask?
Bro, I don't know, because that shit got a lot of meanings with it, bro. I don't know if she discussed it or what. I don't fuck with that.
You need to calm down.
Lord
Calm
help.
down now. You don't mean no harm.
I'm good, bro. I'm just saying, like, you know I'm a teacher, bro. Use your words. Use your words.
I feel it.
Calm down now.
Ask him the
Diamond,
same
what do you mean? Diamond, what did you mean with the mask? Please put that in the comments, because Jesus. What's your favorite memory with Jamar?
Man,
Hard.
This I want to hear.
I don't think I have a particular favorite. It's just crazy to think about all the shit that he's been around to see and witness, or shit that we witnessed together. You know what? Actually, I got you.
I'm gonna
This is my
see.
favorite
Well,
one.
I'm gonna see if you here with me.
That's my favorite one because this is when we was on the same shit. So our school was having a skating party at a.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm gonna do that.
That wasn't the one.
I'm gonna do another one. That's what we're talking
All
about.
right. Our school was having a skating party, and you know it was cool, just like one of those kind of senior things or whatever, just having everybody get together to hang out. Now, when we go to leave, the issue was the dudes that stayed in the neighborhood around where the skate rink was located. Like all the neighborhood folk came up there and they was like starting shit. So they was in the parking lot, just on bullshit, trying to invoke fights, like start shit with people, just messing with kids or whatever. It's you ain't from here, get the fuck from around here, just all that type of, whatnot. And when everybody started going out, and at first they wasn't letting none of the kids out, but then eventually they started letting people get to their cars and go home. Not the people in the parking lot, but like the security that was there they started letting people out in sections or whatever. So me and Jamar was in the group together. It was 4 of us, and then two people kind of dumped off. Me and Jamar rode together. We walking up to his car. I see 2 shady figures coming towards us, and I already know what's up, so my eyes on them. I think Jamar was just like looking at everything, and he just so happened to look in one dude's general direction. Dude ain't like that. He tried to call Jamar out. It's like, hey, what the fuck you looking at, cuz? And just trying to get rowdy with him. And, being street smart, usually people that come at you like that, I mean, we ain't know if he had some type of weapon on him. And a lot of people was doing a lot of shootings and shit around that time in the city. So we weren't trying to really get into nothing. But if it was going to come to it, we was going to defend ourselves. So I was just waiting to see if he was going to get that close to us because he was like right in our general, he was right by the car. But, he was just talking a lot of rah-rah as we getting in the car. And he started to act like he was going to pull out the handle. If he was going to pull out the handle, then he was going to get into something, and then it was just going to be what it was. But what made it so funny, we made it out of that situation cool, alive, safe, made it back home. What made it so funny, as soon as I got into the house, we was on the same level as far as being heated and like, bro, I don't know what was going to happen, but whatever, if he would have opened that door, all hell was going to break loose, and we was gonna go to war with each other, and I rocked with that energy. So that was like one of my favorite moments I shared with him, because he was on the same plane with me, like, hey man, we about to survive this shit, fuck whatever he talking about. So that's what I got for me. What about you?
I wouldn't necessarily say that for me, this is a particular favorite moment because it was a tragedy at the time. But in this particular moment, I saw another side of him. And what I mean by that is just like he said, for me, you don't really see me shed tears like this. I never seen him shed tears. I heard him shed tears before with this situation. We had lost a mutual person a couple of years ago. And we talked every single day when that happened. I was the one who told him about her passing away.
Oh, that
He
was
didn't believe me.
oh.
Yes, he did not believe me at all. He cussed me out and everything.
I did because I thought he was fucking bullshitting because I found out late about the shit that he about to like tell people about. I found out late and I thought it was like some type of fucking joke.
Yeah, he was like, "Don't fucking play with me, Scotty." And I'm like, "I'm not playing. I'm so serious right now. No, don't fucking play." I'm like, okay. So, I just let him calm down for a second and let him get his mind together first. And then when he finally got his mind together, you know what I mean? We got to a place where we could talk about it. And I talk to him every day. Like we even fell asleep talking on the phone about the situation. Like he was crying and shit. And I'm not used to that from him. I wasn't used to that. But I'm guessing being that we both knew her so well and we both had and all three of us were Aquarius. And we had this common thing with her and we both were hurt by it. I guess that allowed me to see him in a different kind of way because I've never seen him like this. I had never heard him talk like that before. So I wouldn't say that that was like a favorite moment because a tragic moment would never be my favorite moment. But I was like, out of all the moments we have had with one another, that one kind of stood out to me because I got to see a different side of him. He got to see a different side of me when we were kids, but I got to see a different side of him as adults. So I'm like, oh wow, that was weird. I had never ever
That was
never
different.
seen.
I actually forgot about that. I actually fell asleep crying on the phone. I had
He
forgot about that
did.
completely. Because it kind of fucked me up because it was so sudden. Like the situation that had
Hmm.
it was so sudden. Like I had just talked like to the girl or whatever, and then I got home and they was like, "Yo, she fucking crashed the car and died," type shit. So that really kind of fucked me up, and it kind of took me a minute to really just compartmentalize like everything that was going on. But I knew he knew her too or whatever, and just for me to be, I ain't ever had a problem with opening up myself to him or whatever, but I'm not an emotional person even with family, like mom, dad, or whatever. My mom to date has rarely seen me in an emotional state where I'm shedding tears and stuff. So, for me to show it to somebody outside of family is real rare. Is real
Mm.
rare or whatever. And I think that was probably like one of the most vulnerable spots that I've had in life or whatever, where I was so mentally fucked up that the shit had happened that when I woke up, the nigga was still on the phone. I probably had like nodded off for about an hour or two. You know what I mean? And usually you fall asleep on the phone with somebody, you wake up, they hang up because I hang up. When people fall asleep on the phone with me, just depending on who it is most times. But the nigga was still up on the phone. So I was like, oh, all right, or whatever. I'm like, I hope I ain't fucking like look crazy as fuck, like showing myself in this particular like mode. And I was really never judged by it. And until he just brought it up, I literally had forgot about it. To be honest,
Mm.
I had literally forgot about it. So
So
Oh
I can
Lord.
bring this. I can bring this up now because we can look back at it and laugh.
I don't even know what it is. What's up?
So in 2008, 9, somewhere in there,
Mm-hmm.
my mom had a timeshare.
That was a.
That was 8. Okay, so you know where I'm going with this
It
then.
was a summer. Man, can we? Oh God, can
Yes.
we go to a
Yeah.
different? Why that's your favorite, bro?
It's not my favorite, but it's something I can look back at and laugh.
All right.
So we had a timeshare in Florida, and we were there for a week, going to the Orlando parks like Animal Kingdom, Universal Studios, all that bullshit. I don't even remember which particular park that we were at, but it was near the end
Universal
of the day.
Studios.
That's what it was.
It was Universal Studios. Yep.
Okay, I'm glad you remember that, John, because I didn't know where we were at.
Hey, they banned me for a year. I had to remember. Don't go back.
We were, we were in the damn gift store, and from my recollection, from my perspective of what happened, we were looking at like name tags or some keychains or some shit.
You gotta
I
start from
was
the
looking
beginning,
at
man. You that's like the end of the story where
that's where my memory starts.
oh, okay.
It's right before the shit hit the fan. So if you have the Prelude, give us the Prelude. Hey, you see what I did there? Huh? Scotty?
Yeah, we see.
You
Did
trying to
I
deny
see?
like you ain't had no parts in this shit.
No, I generally don't remember. Honest to God, I do not remember. So I'm glad you're here to fill me in because my brain has forgotten all
Right,
events that have happened before that.
Go ahead, tell your story. I just fill in the gaps. Go ahead, man.
So, because you said there was something before that. What am I missing before that?
No, I mean you ain't even share what happened yet.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
okay.
fill in after you drop that.
So we were looking at the keychains, and I remember just looking at the different names and such, and I was wondering where Tyler went, and so he's outside the store waving to me to come here. So I'm like, "Are we leaving? Like, what's going on?" I think you had like a bag or something, a whole plastic bag or something you carried to me.
It was a towel. That was a towel. Bro.
Oh, it was a towel. Oh, child. So he had a towel, and he done took a Naruto keychain. Something, was it just the Naruto keychain or was it something else?
It was a couple things. I had a lick on them. It was a couple things. I had a lick.
We did a 5-finger discount in the gift store. So stupid. And I had no idea. I said, what? And not even moments before I realized that he did. Why did they already size us up? That the security guard already walked.
That was we hit one store and then see we should have stopped. That's what was the problem. We started going to other gift shops and shit, and that's where
I thought it was only that one store. So
nah,
please tell me the remaining part.
I think it was either 2 or 3. The first 2, no problem. I mean, I think he wanted something, and I think I'm the one that started the shit. I can't remember why I even took the thing because I had money to get it, but I don't know.
We were 17.
Do dumb shit sometimes.
We were 17.
And so I hit a lick, and then I showed him what I got, and I was like, "Look, bro, this is how you do it." And I was kind of coaching him on how to steal. So I think I coached him on committing his first crime.
And I still have that keychain to this day.
Yo, so by the time we got to I think the 3rd spot, because it was small items, you don't want to take nothing big as hell, but
no, we ain't that stupid. But
hey, and them gift shop, that shit add up. That shit was overpriced, but it ain't worth nothing. I think I don't know. I got greedy. I tried to grab something that I didn't even really want, and I walked out, and I was trying to show him because he didn't even see me do it this time. I was teaching him a new trick or whatever about being a klepto, and at those parks they have people dressed like normal people, and they really be security, and they be on the lookout for any and everything going on. Dude walked up right up on me, flashed the badge, and said, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to come with me," and we went then Jamar was just following.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, the guy, he took me all the way to the front, escorted me to the front, and then put me in holding, and we just talked about
Baby,
everything that went down.
we felt so embarrassed because we had to call, because we were already in Orlando. We had to call, I'm pretty sure they had to call his parents.
Yeah, they had me call.
Tell him what had happened. I know she was probably pissed. And my mama probably looking at me like, what the hell are you thinking?
Y'all ain't here doing?
And it was just, I just was red with embarrassment. But I was just like, looking back on it now.
I felt bad too. I'm like, damn, I'm his friend. He invited me on this trip. Now I'm looking like, a damn hooligan to his mama. She invited me out here to y'all timeshare shit. I felt bad. So
they banned him for a year.
Yeah, they took my picture. They took my picture, put me up on the wall, showed it to me. They said, hey, you lucky it was under this amount. Otherwise, we'd be trying to slap you with some time right now. But being that you fessed up and you were so honest with me and everything, hey, man, I'm going to let you go with this year ban and a $200 fee. So.
Oh, I didn't know you had a fee, too.
Yep, I had a $200 fee. That was to get my ass out of that. Whatever the hell they were doing.
So you
had me sign the paper
behind the door.
Yeah. Signed the paper. My folks shot the money. I came out, felt embarrassed, and I got banned not only from, because when you get banned from the park, it's not just that particular park; it's the whole damn chain of parks. So we went down there to enjoy the whole festivities of what Orlando had to offer, but I was banned at like half of them.
It was like the last few days of it anyway, and we ended up going to like.
I mean, we already
park.
did most of the shit anyway,
but still,
so it was okay. But yeah, that's
Yes, child. We was. I don't.
I think what made me so upset at the end of it all was the fact that Jamar. Like, I think after everything happened, we got back to the room. We talked about it for a minute, and I was a little shook up, but I shook it off. And this nigga pull out his damn keychain. And I'm like, the fact that I'm the only one that got caught.
Because we have the art of
like, this petty ass.
They saw you. They went after you. They ignored my ass. And I still have that. Funny. It is in that closet.
To this day.
It was just like a little Naruto bullshit symbol or some shit. But that was, and that but yeah, that skating rink story, that was, because I don't know if you remember, but he actually banged on like the trunk of my car.
Oh shit, yeah, he slapped on the back of window.
I was like, oh, so we about to
oh yeah, this is his first car. This was Jamar's first car and everything. So he, you know how you are as a kid.
I had that car for like 3 months. Maybe at the time. Babe, we were speeding on the highway. I felt like somebody flipped us off on the hot. Didn't somebody flip us off? Or did we flip? I don't know.
Because we was heated, man. We just in the car going back and forth. I'm hot, going cussing and shit, and then he hot cussing and shit. It was just funny. Like, that was the energy of the car ride. And at the end of it, we ended up laughing. Just like, hey man, we would have got him, So it was one of them friend moments or whatever.
I don't know why they was picking on it. There was a bunch of grown ass men trying to jump some high school kids at a skating rink.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what's sad.
I have a fun question.
Oh shit.
Okay, Jamar. What is it? Okay, we have things about our friends that we like, that we love about them. But what is the one thing that ticks you off about Ty? And you can ask Jamar what ticks off about me.
Man, you had to put the laptop down with that shit.
All right, no. All right, no.
You had to put the laptop down, bro.
I already know. Go ahead, man.
So, because I.
How did he go out?
Yeah, I was saying.
Yeah, you went.
Somebody
out.
called me right as I. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Can everybody hear me?
yeah.
yeah,
The
yeah.
See, I love Todd, one of my closest friends. But if I am dying and I need someone now, right now, he will not answer that phone for nothing. Todd will not answer a phone
I already knew
call,
it.
return a text for nothing. It's always been like that. He'll come back randomly, but the thing is, he be hot or cold. But when we do talk on the phone, like we be on the phone for like 6 hours.
That's all that time spent in between, man. Just catching up right there.
We
I
will be
think
on the phone all through the night. We watched Javaris, you watch anime by chance?
Definitely.
Have you seen Attack on Titan?
I haven't. I've been trying to get into some new ones. I just got into Doctor Stone, like not too long ago.
is that a good one?
Huh?
Is that a good one?
It is. It's starting good. Doctor Stone. We know. See why that shit on TV, but it's dope.
Okay.
He came to me one day and watched I think the first episode of Attack on Titan, and he was like, "We have to watch this together." So we literally watched the entire season of Attack on Titan at like 7 o'clock at night, and went like
Okay.
7 o'clock going into the next morning on Skype, just the whole night through.
I have to
So,
watch
Oh yeah.
Attack on Titan. Okay.
yeah, but say
It was,
it's never unusual for us to be on the phone for at least a minimum of almost 4 hours at a time.
that's on the average. Yeah.
So even though it's hard to get in touch with this motherfucker, when I do, we usually catch up for it later.
Okay,
I've been doing a
Todd.
lot
Now
better
what
lately
you
though.
Huh?
now what you shoot
Uh,
off? I'm asking Todd what he came off about you. I want to know this.
I do too.
dang, chicken. Right offhand, I can't think this. I'm gonna have to, come back to me on that question. Maybe ask bro first. I'm gonna think on it because I gotta think on it honestly. Jamar don't really
Jamal,
piss
go
me
ahead
off.
and ask either one of us.
So I'm gonna ask Javarius first. What don't
Mm-hmm.
you like about this guy up here?
Well, I think one of the things that I don't like about this motherfucker here is that I'm sorry, I have to realize I have to realize this is a YouTube channel, so I can't be cursing as much. One thing I don't like about this kid is that he's prone he's prone to throw some shade if he don't. If y'all had a disagreement, if me and him had a disagreement, he's prone to throw some shade before we talk about it or whatever. I remember like one recent thing about this. We was talking about Dave East. We were talking about Dave East. And instead of us having a conversation about Dave East, because he said something about Dave East and I disagreed. I'm like, well, motherfuckers pirate shit all the time or whatever. I'm like, but the dude is nice or whatever. I'm like, have you listened to him or whatever? And he started talking some shit. So I had made a status because he wasn't the only one that had said something about Dave East. I'm like, bro, y'all bugging. Y'all ain't listen to him. So this is probably like one of the few times that not even the few times. On Facebook, yeah, but he's known to throw some shade. He threw some shade. I'm like, so I text him. Like, yo, bro. My exact message was, yo, bitch, you can talk to me or whatever. You can talk to me. Yo, bitch, you can talk to me. That was my exact message, like from me or whatever, because it was like I said, I recognize I recognize when people throw shade because I have a gift to throw that shit if I want to. So when somebody started throwing that shit at me, I'm like, you know what? Instead of assuming first, let me go ahead and ask or whatever. But I didn't even have to ask with him because it came directly after I said what I said. He thought I was attacked. I'm like, all right, yo, I'm just gonna text him or whatever. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you on Facebook. So, yo, what up? Yo, bitch.
Exactly what
I'm like, yo, bitch, you can talk to me. So that was it. That's like I guess the best way to say this is go to step 2 before we go to step 1. Step 1 is talking to somebody about some shit that you have a misunderstanding about, and then going to step 2. But he'll jump to step 2 and then backtrack and go to step 1. Like, oh yeah, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about it.
After you had already shaded the fuck out of me.
Exactly.
No, in my defense, he wasn't the only one coming. He wasn't the only one coming at me about Dave East. I felt attacked, so I threw shade.
Right. Yeah. You gotta make some type of excuse, not with you.
I felt attacked. Bottom line. But I haven't done it anymore since then. Anyway, there's really not much that I don't like about him. There's not much that I don't like about him. The only thing is that you never know when he's serious. like just now, hey bitch, you can talk to me. You don't know if he's being dead ass or not because that's how he talks. So you really don't. So that's how we talk to each other. So you really don't know what he's thinking at the time. Like you can't. But then again, people say the same thing about me. So it's kind of like a person doing a meat on me, and I don't like that. So that's what he's doing. It's like, bitch, you can talk to. If anybody else would have said that to me, I would have taken offense to that. But because he said it, it's not a problem because I know how he is, but at the same time, it's like, is this motherfucker like, is he coming at me? Because I need to know who the hell he talking to. Because he know very well.
I can admit I can be a troll sometimes. A lot of times. If you follow Facebook or something.
You know what? That's what it is. That's what it is.
I can be a
troll.
I can be a troll. 90% of the shit I post is troll. Troll.
I can tell when he posts shit just to get a reaction out of me.
I do. Not even just him. I post shit to get reaction out of everybody. I post shit about splitting bills. Boom. There go my reaction right there. Boom.
Like he knows that one of my favorite sitcoms is Living Single. He'll just come out of the blue and say Living Single is trash.
No, it's no, but the bad part about it is he really still think I'm trolling about that shit, but I'm not trolling. I didn't like Living Single. So he still trolling. I just didn't like it. I watched it because we ain't had cable back in the day. So come off. That's why we ain't have cable back in the day.
Yeah, I feel it.
Or whatever. But he not lying. I troll all the time. I say shit is trash. I say something about Beyonce. Boom, I got people reacting. I say something about one night stands. Boom, I got a reaction. I say some shit. I say all type of shit, and people that get a reaction. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. So he not lying.
It'd be so annoying.
He's not lying about
that. I got it. So it's not much that I dislike about bro. I ain't got nothing against him for real, but I do hate how petty he is.
Wow. Damn, listen, you could probably answer for both of us because when they asked me what I hate, they asked me something else that I hate, I was going. That was my next thing. I was going to say,
man, because it's funny, just like how Scotty said about about you, like he was like, okay, in some instances it's kind of like a mirror because you see yourself in those moments because you be on the same tip. So I know how petty I could be, but nah, he takes it to a whole nother level, and it's funny because
Well,
I
you
got
want to
good
play
memory. I got good memory. He got terrible memory on selective things, but the shit that he remembered, and if it's anything embarrassing pertaining to me, he bring it up now. The moments that you don't want it brought up, and he rides you. He don't let up on it. And like Jamar just petty as hell. And we gamers too, so we real competitive when we go back and forth. We playing a competitive game against each other. He had a match already won or whatever the hell it is. I'm like, all right, bro, just end it. Finish it off.
Okay.
Yeah. Now yeah, overkill. He wants to put his he want to make sure you remember this. You feel every piece of this L you about to catch. So he just does everything petty whenever he can. Any moment he can be petty, he jumps right on it. So that's probably the only thing that I think I got against bro. Any moment.
I said what I said.
First of all, before you even say anything, I'm not petty.
I'm gonna let you ride this. He only asked me. See, I don't even have to do it. Look, I already said he only asked me one thing that I don't like about you, so I'm not gonna give him two or whatever. I won't give him two. I won't give him two. No, I would like to give some. I would like to give one thing that I like. One thing I love
Jamar
about
Jamar, ask him another one. I want to hear you.
Hey, Scott, I ain't gonna hold you. What you doing right now is kind of petty. Saying what you're doing right now, you just trying to pry answer out of that's kind of petty. There you go.
Clocked.
Jamar, go to the next question. We're done with this. Go to the next question.
Don't make me go get the receipts.
Wait. Technically 4.
All right, let's
pick one.
So, well, actually, no. Let me see. Okay, I'll pick 2 for sure. So, and this was very short-lived, but it was still just hilarious at the time. There was a young lady. I don't even know where she came from.
Which one?
Lux.
Ashley?
I wasn't gonna say the name, but yes.
I'm glad we call the names. I'm glad we call the names of this mug.
I wasn't gonna say the name, but yes. So one day, I felt like I was on a set of a horror movie because I don't remember where we're going. We're in the car, and he just randomly tells me, "Hey, we about to go to my friend's house." I'm like, "Well, who the fuck is this friend?"
I was looking for a prom date at the time. My cousin made this connection, so filler. Go ahead, Jamar.
It all happened at once. I had no privy to any of this information. I was just told to turn left on this street. So we get to this lady's establishment or her abode or home or whatever. And when I first saw her, I knew something was a little. She was not all the way to me up here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We were down in her basement, and I could tell that she was obviously fixated on this man. And I think she went upstairs to get us drinks or something. And yeah. I remember looking at Todd. I'm like, how do we get out? How do we escape? Because I don't feel safe. Because this bitch gives me a little bit cuckoo tease, and I'm. She was like, the part that I never forget is that she told you that I was prepared to use an entire box of condoms. I said,
yeah, damn, I forgot about that part.
I was like, she's crazy. I'm telling Todd to run. run.
Oh yeah, this is the first day we met too. I'm like, oh,
That
okay.
was the. I'm thinking that they knew each other. I'm thinking that they've had some sort of month-long history. Like, she was ready to go from jump. I was like, no, this is not the movie.
Like, we gotta go.
This ain't it. This isn't it. I don't know if you saw her after that. I couldn't control what you did after that. But I was like, look, this isn't gonna work. So that's one. The other one that I want to talk about is the person that he alluded to earlier, which was actually his ex-girlfriend from high school.
Chelsea. We name dropping.
Okay. So
might as well. My well, this is I win. Fuck it.
we're all in different places. It does none of this matter. This is just us talking and reminiscing.
Might matter for Scotty. They might call this. They might matter for Scotty. They might call his ass tomorrow. Like, yo, you let that nigga drop my name? Yes, I dropped his fucking name.
I mean, it is what it is. So they were actually dating. They had a whole history before Todd and I even met. But in that same vein, I think this happened after that because this was dealing with prom as well.
Right. Same. Yeah.
You may have to fill in some blanks, but you initially wanted to go to prom with her.
Nope, I didn't.
You did not?
No, like, so that was my like high school like heartbreak, sweetheart, all that stuff. But I think at the current state I was in, I was straight off of her, and I was just trying to either go dolo or find somebody else to go with. And being that we was always so close, she had called me like begging, pleading, crying, like, and she rarely bawled, but she was really like, you know, going through it in character, asking me to go with her. So that's why I originally said, all right, fine, I'll go with you or whatever. But she did some foul shit. That's why I didn't really want to go with her. But go ahead, Jamar.
Mm-hmm. So, from what I remember, she gave Todd like a sample of the fabric that her dress was going to be made of. And so that he could kind of go to the tailor, have a suit made in a similar color or whatnot. And so he came to me. I'm remembering two different things. There was the one in the outside that happened outside the school, and there's one that happened inside the locker.
That was like the next day. That was after I did what I did the first day.
Okay. So you did I thought this all happened in the same place. He was telling me, he's like, look, I'm not really feeling going with this chick because XYZ. He put the fabric back into her locker as a means of saying, I am no longer going with you. and without actually saying,
why you just didn't tell her?
I don't think I seen her. Or because she used to be in what would you call it, Jamar? She was she wasn't a cheerleader, but she was in the band.
Majorette, whatever they call it.
She was part of the dance team in the band. So every day after school, you know, straight to practice. So really wouldn't see her for too much conversation. I used to walk her from class to the practice. And I think that particular day that I was going to walk her, I was coming up and she was just loudmouth and cackling with some other girl. And she had slipped up and said, like, oh, girl, don't even trip. I ain't even going to prom with who I really want to go with. So, you know, after just hearing all the boo-hoos and shit, and then I hear that, it's like, oh, you got me fucked up. That. So I was like, all right. Wow. That's when I just turned around. And the girl, it was funny, though, because when I was coming up, the other girl had seen me, and she had looked, and she just had the shock face. And those words came out of Chelsea's mouth. And Chelsea was like, what, girl? You act like you seen a ghost or something. And she's like, Ty was just walking up. She's like, oh my God, wait, what? And then she ran out there storming out there. Ty, I was just playing, you know, just all that shit, trying to apologize. And act
okay.
And she wouldn't get out my face. So I was like, nah, all right, I'll still go with you. But in my head, I already know I ain't going with you. So that's how it alluded to, I threw the thing in the locker. So she really thought I was going with her. But the petty thing was, you know, when she got out of practice and got back to her locker, saw that the thing was hanging off on the outside, and she bust out in tears, and it embarrassed her in front of the whole band. And I think the next day the whole band was mad at me, and everybody was like, It was a lot of people threatening me and coming at me and shit. It was crazy. It was too
You
involved
could.
in our damn school.
There's a crucial part about that you cannot leave out that makes this whole thing
That
hilarious.
what you about to say happened that next day though, when because we had
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So this is
ahead.
after the locker stunt.
Yeah, this is after I put the shit back in there and she found it and felt salty.
This is when I knew that she was crazy and not completely screwed on tight. She approached him after she found out that she was basically being rejected and wasn't going to prom with him no more, or going to prom with her no more. She came up to him. I swear she had like a cynical smile on her face with a hot curling iron and was like, "You going to prom with me, Nick?" And she, am I wrong? Did she not?
Nah, yeah, nah, you ain't lying. You told a lie.
She was like, "You are going to prom with me, motherfucker." And she was not like crying. I don't remember her being crying or distraught. She looked like she was crazy.
She was like that Harley Quinn smile that
I was like,
this is happening. Oh, okay.
I mean, eventually they did go to prom together, but it was still just like the buildup was like, damn.
A lot.
Like,
it was a lot.
She wasn't playing. I hated that color that y'all were in, by the way. I never
Oh,
told you.
wow.
Hey, man, she picked that color.
It was the Duda Brown. It was Duda Brown. I hated it.
I ain't want with that.
Well, I would say this, as far as I'm concerned, I am never in no damn. My love life is terrible, so I don't never really have a chance to tell him any damn thing about mine. So if he actually, I feel like this though, if he knew about the last one, is Jamar, you know about the last one?
Did I know I was
If
ready
he
to run him over? Did I know he was about ready to fly over and kick his ass too?
if he knew about the very last person, I think he knew. Now, what I do know, what I do remember about this is that I think he knew that I was in a relationship with him. I never had the chance to show him to him or anything like that, or introduce him to him or nothing like that. But yeah, I never had a chance to introduce him. All I know is that he knew that I was in a relationship last year. He knew I was in a relationship, but I never showed him to him or nothing. I never had a chance to. But if he knew the things that happened, he probably would have wanted to beat him up, probably, if he knew. Because I never told him.
Buddy don't let me in on none of the fun, bro.
And I mean,
That wasn't fun.
ain't nobody was really around long enough or relevant enough for me to tell Todd about
Hey,
it. So
hey, can I stop right quick? Because I had looked in the comments and I seen somebody said that somebody had followed their mama home like they was a side chick, and I just want to know why did this person follow your mama home and hop out the car like they was a side chick, bro? That's what I want to know. Like, how did it get? Hold up, how did it get to this? How did it get to that point right here? I just want to know, what was up. Somebody was like, somebody said some homeboy or whatever, they hooked up and followed his mama home. The girl followed his mama home and hopped out and thinking his mama was a side chick. I just want to know.
oh wow. Not the mama. You ain't do no kind of research. You ain't do, that was really faulty research that you did. If you about to run up on the mama like you my nigga, you about he's my son. I gave birth to the motherfucker.
I just wanted to know. I seen that like a couple minutes ago. I'm like, I just can't let that go by without it.
Without acknowledging.
Like, that's some shit. That's some
She
shit
told
right there.
the full. She told the full. She said you have to scroll up for the full story.
I gotta scroll up. That's some shit right there.
Child. That ain't nothing but a hot ass mess.
Okay. Now we went from the petty part, what ticks us off about the person, to the whole love life thing. Now, what is it that you like the most about Jamar, Tyler? I'm the star of the Papa Chick. What do you like the most about
Uh, through it all, bro's always willing to listen, and he doesn't really cast judgment. Like he'll say something slick and throw a little shade, but he don't really mean harm by it because he'll listen to the whole
him? A
story.
little shade?
Huh?
Shut the fuck up, Ho. Let him
A
talk.
little shade?
But nah, it's bro's really solid. Like through it all, I mean, he always has my back and best interest. He listens to everything I got to rant about, and like gives feedback. So I just always appreciate people that's real solid with me. Like you give me what I give you. Like I don't know, I'm with you for life. So it's one of those kind of things. I like that he's a true friend, really. So
Okay, Jamar.
So I felt like me and Todd became really close friends so fast.
yeah, it was quick as hell.
Very fast. And I was surprised that because of how fast it was, that it lasted this long. But we are like kindred spirits. We're both geeks, nerds. We're into so much of the same shit. And that's what makes us be able to talk on the phone for such a long time.
Yeah, because
And
the topics get bounced everywhere.
I remember before I knew him, I had a completely different perception of who he was. Because I thought he was like all the rest of the, high school guys that was like, the macho, football, masculine, all that bullshit. And like once we sort of connected on the gaming part, I kind of saw that he was, a little bit different from, the rest of them that kind of had like a different perspective. And I think that's why we had clicked, is because, he wasn't like all the other guys that I saw in high school. And like what he said about me, we can always listen, we can always talk. He doesn't make me feel like an other. Like how some like other, when you talk to other masculine straight and how they kind of make you feel like there's that divide between the two of you because you live different lifestyles. I didn't really feel that with him. So that was always welcoming and I think allowed our friendship to grow. So that's why I keep his ass around.
Jabbar.
But I love him dearly.
There we go. That shit right there, right there.
See, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your damn turn. It's your turn.
I don't really like shit about that motherfucker. Kick rocks, bro. Real. Nah. I think it's the genuineness of who he is. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, even if we like hot or cold, or if we have a disagreement about something, it still doesn't really affect our friendship. We've been with each other like through different aspects of life, and seeing each other grow, like from his perspective and from my perspective, like to now. And it's never really any judgment. You know what I'm saying? I think what I'm saying, it's been times where I can call him out and what I'm saying, and hold him accountable. He can call me out and hold me accountable. But like I said, regardless of the fact, when it's serious, it's genuine shit. You know what I'm saying? It's always been genuine. Even from, like I said, even like starting in 8th grade to the age of 31 now. The thing that I like the most is just the consistency to remain genuine, regardless of what we have going on in life. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even really matter what we have going on in life. Like the genuineness is always gonna be there. And that's been tested time and time again. And it still remains the same.
I feel that.
Now Scotty has to reach and say something nice.
I really don't have anything nice to say about him, but the fact is, okay, I know for a fact that he is a real friend to me. Um, when I met him, I wasn't the person that Jamar met me as, and the person that Jamar knows me as. I wasn't that same person when he met me. When he met me, um, we were kind of the same in a sense. I was like an offbeat type of person. Like I wasn't, I wasn't, with the popular crew or anything like that. I was pretty much a loner for the most part. So it's kind of like when he met me, we were kids, and as a kid, I didn't have it so easy. Like people would befriend me and throw me away for whatever reason they wanted to do it for. And when I would get friends, I would cherish those friends regardless. You know what I mean? So when he met me, um, I had friends, but most of them turned out not to be real friends, especially the male side, really. Like he was probably one of the first male friends that I had that was consistent and stayed around for a long period of time, and I never had to question him on anything. Like he was protective. He really didn't care about what people had to say about me. Like he hung out with me regardless. Like we could be walking down the hall together, and people would make judgments or say this and that, or if I'm not around, they would ask him like, "Why you hanging out with him?" or blah 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 blah. That type of thing. Or as we get older, he even makes it a point to say, "Bro, we don't have to talk every day to prove a point. We already know what it is. We don't have to talk every single day." And I don't like to talk to people every day. I don't. I don't.
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
feel like I
I
need
know I
to.
don't. I sent you a picture of my inbox. You sent how many missed messages I got. We won't talk about that
And I'm
today.
not that bad. I'm not that bad like he is with that. But I don't like to talk to people every day. I don't. I don't. So he's like, "Well, you don't have to talk to me every day." But then, because I'm so used to not talking to him every day when I'm going through like a hardship, I wind up telling him. But then it's like I'd be forgetting to tell him because I'm so used to not speaking to him all the time. He'll be like, "Well, bro, why you didn't tell me?" Blah, blah, blah. And he'll get mad and curse me out and
It's
all
true,
because I
bro. I
didn't tell
think
him.
it's true. I had to let him know, even though he already knows that there's some stipulations that comes with not talking every day. There's some shit going on, then the stipulations go out the window. You
Right.
can't
So,
use you can't use we don't talk every day for saying, yo, I ain't tell you because of this, because that shit not gonna fly. And he know that shit ain't gonna fly. So I don't even know why he wanna sit here and like play this game with y'all, bro.
I'm not playing the game. I'm telling them why I tend to forget sometimes. I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm not saying that it's the correct way to be. I ain't saying, see how you ready to cut my head off right now? But anyway, it shows that he cares. I can say that. And plus, he's one of my longest running friends. I've known him since fifth grade, but we've been friends since like the eighth grade, really. And he stood the test of time out of most of my friends. So I can talk to him about any damn thing I want to talk to him about. There's really no limits to him when I talk to him about stuff. So it's just like how he feels about me as far as the genuine stuff. He's a very genuine person. Arrogant, cocky, and an asshole, but he's a genuine person.
You see what I'm
You know
saying,
what?
Let's
man?
not forget
Only
petty.
friend can
Let's
be
not
as
forget the petty
nice.
part.
Man, you can't even be nice, bro. Bro.
I did. I was nice. Was I not nice?
But I always gotta slide something. You always gotta
see,
slide.
that's
You
that.
always gotta slide something, some extra into that shit, bro. You always gotta slide some extra into that shit or whatever. Remember that
Okay, well you're a non. You are a non. Okay, let me just say this. So let me take back my ending and say you are not cocky. You are not an asshole. You are such a loving person
don't lie.
all the time.
Don't lie. I am a loving person. Don't lie like that. I am my asshole. I am an asshole. I cannot dispute that shit. I am.
So where's the problem that I said it then?
I'm just saying, bro. They said one thing you like. You ain't have to fucking like add shit into that shit or whatever. Yeah, to add the negative shit into that, whatever. That time I gave your ass 4 Patron shots, I should have gave you 7, motherfucker. I should have gave your ass 7. Huh?
I still got the videos of that too.
I should have fucking gave your ass 7 Patron shots. Is what I should have did.
You see what I'm saying though? You see what I'm saying though? I can't even say nothing nice about him. Like, oh my God. Like, I say nothing nice about him without telling him. Like, I said something nice, but when I tell the truth,
But see, that's like the banter. That's like only the inside jokes that only you can say between, you and other close friends. Like if somebody else says shit, you be like, now hold up now, bitch. They have a whole different context. Okay. Shit.
He always be trying to see. Let me tell you about him. See, he always try to act like that. Like he would not know what his life would be like if I wasn't in it. So he could just.
I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you what my life would be like.
I know you could.
I really don't know. I guess we really can't say. I guess we honestly can't say because bitch, you here. So like that's what it is. You here. like you motherfucker, you mother effing here. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. So man, we can't really speak on if I wasn't in life or whatever. You here. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what people done said, I done left the state twice and came back to room. So you know what I'm saying? The rumor shit because of our friendship, and I be laughing every time. I'm like, y'all funny. Like y'all need to stop. Y'all really need to stop. Y'all really need to stop your shit, but they do it. So you know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, it's just what it's just what it is, bro.
I mean, they're trying to put me with everybody. I mean, people be trying to put me with Jamar. So, it's just what it is. I ain't even gonna lie. When I seen Jamar on a couple of podcasts, I'm like, who this is right here, or whatever. I need to go read the Carfax. I need to go read the Carfax. No
research on this.
No.
Who this is right here?
No.
I need to go do some research. We go look at Facebook.
No. That never happened. No.
Can't no two gay men get on any platform together and there not be rumors of them fucking.
Hey Jamar, can I ask you this? Jamar, can I ask you this? Why somebody just asked on the chat what my mouth does?
I was trying to ignore that.
What is wrong with y'all, bro?
I thought too, but I chose to ignore it as well.
What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all, man? Like, what possesses you to act some shit like that, man? What does?
Seek help. What's going on in this chat? What's going on in this chat? I can't see that.
You can. I think you have to press the chat button. I think, and then go to like.
Oh my God.
My mouth don't do shit but drink water and eat food. That's what my mouth does. So, drink water and eat food. That's what the fuck my mouth does, bro.
Lord.
Shit.
I knew it was gonna come at some point. I knew it was.
Oh man, hey, and the bad part about it, like I said, I'm comfortable as fuck with my sexuality, so I don't be tripping. I'd have been hit on. I'd have been hit on a few times by gay people. I don't give a fuck. Only thing I can say is, no, I'm good. It's cool. I'm flattered. But no. Even when I was working at that fast food joint, and I told you, dude was like throwing some crazy shit at me. I went to the bathroom to come text Scotty about that shit. Dude was like, bro, let me eat you up real quick. I'm like, bro,
What?
I'm like, bro, are you? Yes. We was like I said, I was making burgers and shit. I think I was working at Wendy's or some shit. And dude was like, let me eat you up, bro. I won't tell nobody. I'm like, and I went into the bathroom actually. I'm like, bro, how am I supposed to handle this? Because dude was bold. So I didn't, you know what I'm saying? You know, at this particular point, you don't want to be like somebody that reacts in a hateful way type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to figure out how to react without fucking seeming like some type of person that was against the LGBT community type shit. But at some point, I was like, bro, no, nigga, I'm good. I'm good, bro. I am good. I don't like men. I'm fine, bro. I'm good. I'm flattered, but no. And he fucking I gotta told you you keep going, and I can't be nice about it no more. It's no niceness about it. You keep asking me, can you eat me up? I still don't know what the fuck that means. From a
You
dude.
don't want to know what that means.
I still don't know what that means. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does it mean when a dude asks another dude, let me eat you up? What does it mean?
You don't want to know what that means.
You
That
right.
means plenty of things.
Don't tell me what that means, but I'm saying, bro, what? Stop. Man, stop it. Please stop. Stop, man. I'm like, stop. I don't have it. We know. We know I'm cool. We know I'm cool with Scotty. So we know I don't have anything against the fucking like LGBT. We know I don't. So stop asking me crazy shit, man. Stop asking me weird shit. I'm not sucking any dick.
Funny, though.
I'm not sucking any dick, bro. I don't have any interest in sucking dick. Stop. Stop it. Stop. Man. That was fucking with me, man. I think y'all be wanting to see reactions. Stop it.
And you use someone, and you're giving it to them.
There was, damn. In the earlier about the honesty box on Facebook. There was that time period when me and Ty got really, really close. We spent a lot of time together. They stayed, especially in mine. I don't know if it was as much as in his. Every other day, I would get asked, "Are we together?"
That's straight.
And who together?
Hey, Scotty, you been asked that?
We're me and him together.
Did somebody ask that to you, bro? I know somebody has. They actually were we together. I know they did. I know they did.
Did
it? I'm about to say this like
I know he did.
I got that in that damn app like 2-3 times a week from anonymous people. I'm like, okay. I'm glad that at the time I had the maturity to be like, let me not entertain this bullshit because I know exactly what they're trying to bait. You won't get me.
I don't think I ever. Nobody ever asked me on the net about me and you. That would just be people in school that like see us after we meet up after a certain hour or whatever. People that was on the net was just asking for their own damn interest. They was trying to get me to convert.
Be nosy.
You know? They like, well, don't knock it till you try it. Why don't you come over? Like, you know, just all that shit. Just saying that to me all the time. I'm just like,
you not lying, bro. I stepped over. You know one of the little guardrails. You know one of the guardrails, bro. I stepped over one of the guardrails one day, and somebody yelled out, "Damn, bro." I see that ass. You look real nimble right there.
Come on, man. What?
Like, come on, bro. What the fuck, man? Why? Why? This is home, Scotty. I was like, bro, I see you. I see that ass. You looking real nimble. I look real. What the fuck, man?
That's out there
Who
catcalling on you,
the fuck
man. That's
uses the
fucked up.
word number? Who the fuck uses the word number, bro?
That's not a. I don't think they meant to use that. I think. I think they meant something else. I really think that they.
I don't get it. I mean, it's cool. It be like I said, it's kind of funny sometimes. I never really overreact to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I never really overreact to this shit. It happens. You know what I'm saying? People will come at me with some shit. I just be like, nah, I'm good or whatever, and just go on by my business. I never really just spaz out type shit, except this one time when this dude kept goddamn coming at me and I had to fucking take out of here. Like, bro, how the fuck am I supposed to goddamn like respond to this? Because I really did. I'm like, I already said no sternly. And I said, yo, well, you know, so I heard no, but I ain't hear no. And Scotty, the first thing Scotty texted back was like, that's really kind of trashy. I'm like, you telling me?
He just trying to find a loophole, or trying to look for any reason to think like you saying that no means yes type shit.
Bro, I was like, no, I'm good. And I ain't want to go to the, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to go to the manager. Was like, yo, bro, I was just like, bro, I'm good. Bro, matter of fact, the crazy part about it, I had gave him a ride home like to his like to the entrance of his apartment complex. I'm like, I ain't take you to your apartment complex. I'm just gonna drop you off. But after that, he kept like pressing me. I'm like, yeah, no, I ain't got. I gotta go somewhere. I would always make up an excuse like, nah, I'm good, bro. I gotta go. I gotta go pick my girlfriend up. I ain't even have no girlfriend at that time. I'm like, bro, I gotta go pick my girl up or whatever. You gotta pick my girl up. Work. This her car. Type shit. Making it seem like I'm driving my girl car. I'm like, yeah, this her car, bro. She gonna be mad. I gotta go pick her up. I'm bad, bro. I'm sorry. Type shit. So I don't know. But like I said, me and Scott, I talk to this about all type of shit. Even that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it can get awkward. That's probably like, you know, it don't get awkward with me because I'm comfortable with myself anyway, but it get real awkward when people just keep pressing the fucking issue like that. That shit get awkward. Fuck. I'm like, so I had to go to him. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to respond to this? Should I just punch him in his shit? You know, because I feel bad. But if I punch him, then they're gonna be like, oh,
nah, I'm doing too much.
He beat you know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna look crazy. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I'm just the type of person. Reason we've been able to like coexist so long is I don't really care what people like say about me. Because I ended up getting to a point to where I am comfortable like in all aspects of myself. So you know what I'm saying, it makes the friendship very easy. You know what I'm saying? I could show up to his birthday party. Even though I already had prior engagement, I can show up to his birthday party, buy him some shots, take a couple pictures, be like, all right, bro, have fun. I'm gonna send you something like later or whatever. He'd be like, oh no, you good. You don't gotta send me nothing. Da da da. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, just take these shots and you know what I'm saying, have fun. Like get home safe and we be good. And then you know what I'm saying.
I feel it.
I don't really, like I said, I'll be honest, like I said, this like conversations like this, I don't get why more people can't be, you know what I'm saying, just can't be regular friends with somebody, you know what I'm saying, regardless of their sexuality or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that could be a great. I don't know if you had like anything else further on the agenda as far as questions, but I think a good ending question could be what do you think that you could say to like your other especially male heterosexual counterparts to kind of bring them on to being more accepting of their gay friends or just gay people in general? Like what do you think you could say to other the straight community?
Nothing, to be honest, because I really think it starts off with like a comfort level first and foremost. It starts out with a comfort level with you or whatever, because we have to like realize too that it's not just guys that are homophobic. It's not just guys that are homophobic, it's women too. So like assume that me and Scotty are friends, right? or assume that Scotty is friends with somebody else that's similar to me that's not as comfortable with himself, and they meet a chick that uncomfortable with him being friends with a person like Scotty. See what I'm saying? That's a form of homophobicism then, right there. That's a problem. I'm saying it's not just dudes. Like dudes openly show themselves being homophobic. See what I'm saying? And then there are a lot of them dudes that are down low too. You know, and me personally, I think not being comfortable with yourself and like being homophobic is like one of the causes for being down low. In my opinion, like I said, nobody else. That's in my opinion. But also too, think about it too. You know what I'm saying? Also too, there may have been some stuff that happened that stems from that goes to a chick that you may be dealing with too. And she might be uncomfortable with she might be uncomfortable that you're friends like with a man that likes men. You know what I'm saying? And it might make you uncomfortable. And now you kind of like doing a tug of war with trying to figure out, should I be this person's friend or should I go do this, when it really shouldn't even be that particular point anyway. I just feel like whoever you are, you need to be who you are with the exception of hiding it. I don't really think it's anything that can be done except what's doing now. Like I said, there's a lot of awareness going on with the LGBT community right now. You know what I'm saying? As long as that continues to grow, that's fine. But you can't change like one or two or three people in a night. That shit starts with comfort. You know what I'm saying? You like some shit. For example, it's like I said, women that I went to school with, they eat more pussy than I do now. You see what I'm saying? But in high school, like I said, in high school, they were like, Scotty can tell you, they were fucking like on the fence, like calling people, oh, you know what I'm saying, talking all this shit, like, oh, you gay, blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, I think on both sides, it really has to start with comfort. You have to be comfortable with yourself to accept somebody not liking the same thing that you like. You know what I'm saying? When somebody doesn't like the same thing that you like, it promotes some type of fear. And fear promotes, oh, I gotta figure out a way to make this person change their mind, or I gotta do something negative to harm this person from doing this. If that really makes sense. It's really, like I said, it starts with comfort. And if you're not comfort, if I'm uncomfortable, then I'm gonna be fearful. And if I'm fearful, then I'm gonna start doing shit like being homophobic or being like a negativity toward the LGBT community, if that makes sense. So I don't really, like I said, I don't think you can do shit except, you know what I'm saying, with the exception of help somebody fucking be comfortable with themselves. Because if you're comfortable with yourself, just like Crystal just said, when you don't understand some shit, you fear it or whatever. And I think I think one thing you could do is try to understand why a male would like another male, why a woman would like another woman. But it's still gonna boil down to comfort. You can understand some shit and still be uncomfortable with it. Or you can still like understand some shit and still fight the comfort that's trying to come to you. I can still choose to remain uncomfortable. And then I'm still gonna fear it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I agree with that.
I was just about to say, did you have anything to say, Todd, or did he say every damn thing?
He covered the whole basis. It all does start with oneself. I think really, to engage other people in the proper context or like manner, you got to be comfortable with yourself above all. He covered it all in a nutshell. I don't want to just highlight everything he said, but yeah, I agree. It all starts with the individual and their own self-growth journey from there. Like they gotta be willing and wanting to grow and learn. Just treat people how they want to be treated. It's all about spreading love for real. So I don't think there's nothing we could do right offhand. Besides, I don't even amongst my own associates because it's funny because we never like me and my friends or mainly the people that I hang out with now. Like we all had our own growing moments with shit that we went through in life, and with that, we all have had our own like experiences with dealing with sexuality on all types of levels or whatever. So everybody I associate with, I don't know. I feel like we up here now and we don't look at things like how we used to look at it back when, like how he said, back in 8th grade, it wasn't. I guess I'm gonna say because I don't know much about like you guys' community too much, but it wasn't thriving and like out as you know what I'm saying. It was still like shunned upon by a lot of folks, as I'm sure it's still to this day. But it's I see more love these days where I'm at as opposed to like how it was coming up. Like it's like there was a disdain or a hate kind of being taught, like, oh, you shouldn't be like that early on growing up. But I don't know, going through life and shit, looking at things for what it really is, getting comfortable with who you are and yourself. I don't know, we just got over it and like accept the people for who they were and don't treat them no different. I honestly, since no, I ain't gonna say since graduation, but me and Jamar haven't even really seen each other on a damn. How long has it been now, bro?
6 years.
Solid 6 years
in physical form.
Yeah, because ever since he went to school and then he moved to Texas, and I've been in Michigan the whole time. We only seen each other about 2 to 3 times whenever he came to visit, but then his folks moved and he never had no reason really to come back. But we always remained tight, like, so I think once I grew myself, because like I said, we had our spat, but of course it had other things and added to it. Jamar didn't expound on Bianca all the way, like what all really
we'll
happened.
Be here all day.
Right.
I feel that. Scotty felt the same way, but I guess I seen Scotty like when I came to Mississippi with my nephew, like when I went to my nephew's funeral. So that was recently. So I try to make an effort to just let them know that I'm in Mississippi when I am in Mississippi. But like I feel everything you said, to be honest, or whatever. Because we can sit here and talk. We can sit here and talk. We can sit here and talk. We can sit here and talk about that shit all night. You know what I'm saying? People don't like to get educational. I'm like an educational nigga. People don't like to get educational. You know what I'm saying? Like I sat here one night going back and forth with, some people about, so Dwayne Wade's daughter. And they was like, oh, well, I'm like, listen, you sound fucking stupid right now because like somebody wanted to identify as a woman doesn't necessarily mean I'm ready to have sex with said person. You see what I'm saying? Like that shit goes in stages or whatever. Now it's an identity thing. Identity doesn't equate to sexual orientation, but like I said, that's a whole nother fucking podcast for a whole nother day.
That's completely entirely. And I wanted to share because I saw this on someone's Instagram story, and I wanted to share because I feel like it's very true. It says that queer people don't grow up as ourselves. We grow up playing a version of ourselves that sacrifices authenticity to minimize humiliation and prejudice.
I agree.
The massive task of our adult lives is to unpick which parts of ourselves are truly us and which parts we've created to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we kind of grow up, like the whole coming out process is almost like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon, where we sort of protected ourselves. We created this version of ourselves that has been molded by friends, family, and whomever to go out into the world and assimilate to society in a way that won't get us killed so we can fit in. And then like once we get older and we kind of be able to come into our own, it's like, okay, how much of that persona is actually who I am And how much of that have I put on this entire time to protect myself? And then we kind of put all that piece together in Frankenstein, who we are as an adult. And some people don't get there as fast as others. That's why you got people coming out as trans and fucking 50 years old.
I agree.
Right.
I agree. It could, like I said, it could be a couple of different factors. Especially, think about it with the kids that I'm teaching now, right? They have more of an option to explore shit like that than when we were in middle school, and it was kind of like if you did that shit, it was kind of like family shunned that shit, especially African American communities, because I can only speak for African American. Especially then, it was kind of seen, it was kind of looked at as some type of fucking disease. So you didn't want to be, you didn't want to be looked at by your family as somebody that wanted to bring shame on your family for, oh, I'm a girl and I like girls, so I'm a guy and I like, you know what I'm saying? You didn't want to be seen as something in your family. So of course it made you do what? It made you people like, I hate the term closet. Because I feel like when you go out, I hate the term closet because I feel like when I walk into my closet, I know what's in my closet. So when I open that bitch, it's kind of like I know exactly where to go to get certain shit. I prefer more of the term box. Because if somebody sends you a fucking box to your door and you ain't expecting the box, you don't know what to expect when you open this damn box up. So you open this box up, it could be a fucking bomb. It can be like some killing instruments. Shit, it could be a box of anthrax. We don't know what the hell it is. I know if I walk to my closet right now, I know what's in my closet. Somebody send me a box. That's exactly how you grow up. You grow up as an unmarked box. You don't know. You know what's in your box. Your family don't know what the fuck in your box. And if you show them what's in your box, it's gonna be looked at as disease. Or our family don't do that. Or why you doing that? Instead of trying to understand shit. And psychologically, of course, if shit goes wrong the wrong way, then we look at suicides or suicide attempts. Because you didn't want to take the time to try to understand who the fuck was in your family. Again, this will be a conversation for a whole nother different podcast because I'm saying this is shit that I talk to my students about. You know what I'm saying? This is shit that is being taught to the young kids. They think, yo, this motherfucker here, I'm telling you how 8th graders talk. Oh, you gotta, man, if my son be like that, man, I'm gonna kill him. What? You see what I'm saying? Like you 8th grade, that shit learned. That shit being taught. You weren't born with that shit. You being taught that shit and by our own community. And you know what I'm saying? It could be other reasons of why our community is teaching our kids shit like that. Because you know, you want to put shit into our community to infect the minds of our community to fucking disrupt our community like it is now. That's why it took black people fucking 400 plus years, actually more than 400 plus years to even get to the point where we at now. I'm sorry, it's the teacher. My bad.
Everything is the everything you mentioned.
My bad. It's the teacher in me. My fault.
No.
You good.
You teaching everybody. Like you said, that's another podcast for a whole nother day. Ooh.
Like I said, you can sit there and you can goddamn deconstruct that whole shit.
Mm-hmm.
You really can.
And you can deconstruct that whole shit. You can spend at least an hour just deconstructing that shit. I can literally go on my podcast tomorrow and sit there and talk about the evolution of Dwayne Wade's daughter. And I can literally sit there and talk about that shit for an hour. People gonna have like their opinion. Some opinions might sound stupid and stuff, whatever, but everybody's gonna have their opinion on how shit led up to this and how shit led up to this and how shit led up to this. You know what I'm saying? But I can sit there and talk about that one topic. I get an hour of podcast like shit out of that. Like particularly, like I said, it just goes back to not understanding shit. Whatever. and shit being instilled in you because people will tell you, shit, I take my son and I beat the fuck out of his ass if he was gay. But that ain't gonna make him straight. You see what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, he's probably gonna like grow a fucking bad, that's probably gonna grow a bad goddamn aura in him. So when he fucking like get older to not want to fuck with his family because they won't accept him for who the fuck he was. See what I'm saying? Or when I see videos online of niggas jumping, you want to jump your dude because he like dudes too. Like that's gonna stop him from fucking liking dudes. If anything, it's a fucked up way to find out that your friends for them to jump you, but you just found out you need some new fucking friends because they jumped you because you like dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that shit is learned. You teach people, oh, you beat your son, you can beat it out of him. No, the fuck you can't. You can't beat shit out of him. It's like trying to jump me. I'm gonna go jump Vivarius because he like cat. So maybe if I jump his ass enough, he won't like cat. You see how stupid that shit sounds? The shit sounds stupid. Whatever. Just like I'm gonna go jump this dude because he like penis. What? Or whatever. When you get to jumping him,
he ain't fucking jumping.
You're gonna give him more reason to go get some penis. Shit. See what I'm saying? Oh, come on, man. Come on, bro. Like I said, like I said, listen. My thing is, y'all keep asking, is this something we do? It's a fucking community effort, and as long as that shit keeps going on and being passed from generation to generation, the shit won't stop or whatever. Yes, it's more accepted now, but the more accepted it is, the more dangerous it's become because people still don't understand it. And the more people don't understand it, the more dangerous it becomes for people to address shit.
Ooh, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
You know, people want to go on talking about, oh, a kid don't understand that, bro. Listen, how many times do you hear people say, oh, kids are smart, they know, which they do, or whatever. Like I just told y'all, this fucking steps. Me identifying has nothing to do with me understanding my sexual orientation. That's one step. Me identifying that I like this has nothing to do with me wanting to go fuck somebody. It don't mean I understand I want to go fuck somebody. Me understanding, well, yo, I like this, and I'm understanding I like this. You know, I think it's a double standard. You saying, oh, well, kids are smart, and then the kid says, well, I'm a guy and I like guys, so I really want to. I really feel like I'm a girl. I'm identifying as a girl, and I like guys. And now all of a sudden, the kids don't understand it. Pick the fucking side, man. Pick a side. You see what I'm saying? Pick a side or whatever. Don't say kids are smart and then say, oh, well, they smart, but they no. If they're smart, then they should be able to understand certain shit. See, we can get into motherfucking Maslow's hierarchy of needs and go through this shit and how people. I'm not gonna get into this shit. I'm not gonna get into this shit with y'all, bro. I can go on all. Scotty know I can go on all fucking night about this shit, man. I can go on all night.
For another episode.
We're gonna add that to a whole other episode.
Right, let's go look up Maslow's hierarchy of needs, bro. Go look up fucking Sigma Frog. Go look up that shit, man. Like all this shit, you'd be like, oh, but let's just look at the stages that they have. Just look at the stages that they fucking have and look at how they compare. And you can really look like, damn, I really did go through this shit. You did. You didn't really think about it, but yo, you really did go through this shit, bro. You can really fucking give yourself a whole fucking psychological evaluation. You know this shit. Or whatever. And I just ended with this. People, let me tell you how stupid people sound or whatever. You see, I got my nose pierced, right? I was like, oh, that's some feminine shit. What? You see what I'm saying? You see how ignorance passes on through cycles. Ignorance passes on. Like me simply getting a nose ring says, oh, that's some feminine shit. Who said it was feminist? See what I'm saying? Like I can't listen to what society said because at one point in time, society said orange juice was a fucking breakfast drink. But now people are drinking orange juice all through the day. Where they said coffee was a breakfast drink, but now I'm drinking coffee through the fucking day or whatever. Society constructed certain shit that we know because it's the societal norm. I constructed all this shit or whatever. So because society said it, yo, I got to do it. But that doesn't necessarily do it because what happens when people go against what society built up? Now they looked at it as a danger. And it's no different than a homosexual because what they say, Adam and Eve, God made Adam and Eve. First of all, they fucking like whitewash the fucking Bible because if you go back and look at the original version of the Bible and look at what they took away from that particular Bible to bring to the Bible that they fucking like do right now, you can see how they use that particular book to fucking justify hundreds of years of the transatlantic slave trade, but we won't get into that. I'm gonna stop because I told you, like I said, you gotta know I can fucking go on all night. I'm gonna stop because it looked like we've been on this shit 2 hours. I can stop.
You can't.
We're gonna do a whole other episode while we play.
Right.
So
Because I already had one in mind that I was going to discuss with Jamar, and it looks like you might have to come back.
I done fucking got hot because I done got hot. I fucking started sweating. I done got mad.
I definitely before we do rap, we want to make sure we put everybody's social media links into the chat. So I think
I don't know if he can put his in there.
I put only thing I'm not putting in mine is my Twitter. I ain't nobody following my Twitter, but you should be able to find me on Facebook, Javarius Fields on Scotty friend list. I think my settings have changed. Instagram, Snapchat, the Real Clark K, and podcast. The real, like I said, my podcast Twitter, the Real Clark Review podcast, the Clark Perspective.
All right, dope. Todd, let them know where you can find you.
Can they see the little squares with our names in it?
Yeah, they can see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, all my handles are all Juno IVVI. Hit my page, want to message me, chop it up, want to learn more about me, we can talk. But that's all my handles right there. It's all Juno IVVI. All forms of social media.
And of course, these will be in the description, y'all. We appreciate any and all people for coming on through.
I have thoroughly enjoyed this. Oh my god.
We got to learn because me and Scotty got to learn another side of each other.
Just throw my shit in the description, bro. I'll text it to you. Just throw that shit into the description, man.
Yeah,
except my Twitter. Please don't get my Twitter away because that's why. That's my safe place.
I won't.
Let's just say.
Also, before we go, I want to shout out me and Javari's classmate that was in the chat, Crystal. Shout out to Crystal.
I did see Crystal.
I don't know if she's still in here. Yeah, I don't know if she's still in here or not, but she was.
Yeah, I saw her earlier. I saw her earlier. She said, yeah, she actually had recognized what we did. She said we've been friends for the longest. So, like I said, she was definitely in here. Over to about 20 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, so she was a living, witness to that. So, but yeah, I guess that's it. As you guys already know, me and Jamar never really know when the next episode gonna be. We just kind of go. It's kind of flexible, so we go as we go along. I guess after this is over, we'll figure it out. Once the broadcast is over, we'll figure it out.
I think I'm gonna do my next episode. I think I'm gonna do my next podcast episode Friday. Before Friday, basically, what's the hardest part of my debut? This shit should get real.
Oh Lord. But with that being said,
bitch.
we're about to sign off. Thank you to Todd and thank you to Javarius. for coming along and doing this for us. I really do appreciate all of that.
Finish.
And
Yeah, no problem.
yeah, and yes, thanks to the chat and everybody else that's in here. Thank you to everybody that's watching the replay. That is watching the replay because it's about to be a replay. Thank you everybody for watching the replay and follow everybody. Their stuff should be in the chat somewhere. If not, I'll put it in the description box after this is over. And I appreciate it. And we're out of here, y'all. So we'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Love y'all.
I think
Everybody
I
go.
think it's over.